some people are skeptical about vertical farming because it still does produce CO2. The initial cost is huge to build a warehouse like that. The amount of
That was actually
electricity.
something I was going to ask about, like the scalability of it. When you're talking about it being farm to fork and low travel distance between production and consumption, what would be the ideal size of the average vertical farm?
The number that I stumbled upon is from one company called Aero Farms. They said that they can place 700 acres of land into a large-sized warehouse. So think of a supermarket-sized warehouse that could supply for like 700 acres of land, which is incredible.
Yeah, 700-acre farm though is enormous, right? I'm not a farmer, so I'm not sure what that would.
That's massive. That's massive. Yeah. You can probably feed like half of the country, like with that. Well, probably not, but a city would be covered by one of them, definitely.
So
I know
what you're probably looking at then is like a petrol station sized land area that services like a quarter of a city.
Mm-hmm. I saw one guy that has his private vertical farm. His was let's say gas station sized, maybe a little bit higher. He says that he could feed 100 families with 5 meals per day of just like vegetables every week.
Wow. Okay.
So one gas station for 100 families. So if you get it to a warehouse size, you probably get close to like a considerable amount of the city, and so per city you will probably need like a handful of vertical farms, or maybe a dozen, or let's say 100 of them if you have a really large city.
And the carbon emissions that people are talking about there, is that all in electricity generation? Because that can be offset.
Yes, electricity, and I think the machinery there, like I'm not sure, but that's one of the most resources that you find there about vertical farms are super positive, and the minority of them says that one research that was done has found that a vertical farm produces 0.15 to up to 4 kilograms of CO2 per kilogram of lettuce farmed. So that sounds like a lot, but I don't see where it's coming from.
Indeed,
I'm not sure.
Because like a lot of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's been produced to kind of damage the image of electric cars has been around the charging infrastructure and how much CO2 the charging produces. But that's based on the assumption that we continue to use the energy sources that we're using now, which are CO2 producers. If you got your vertical farm and it's covering a huge area and you cover the roof in solar panels, you could probably be net negative on your energy.
Probably. I'm not sure how deep this study was, but I presume that to get a number that high, they probably calculated everything from building the building to producing the machinery, lights, pumps, and all of that, because that's probably from factories that are not very carbon efficient, and then but then again, if you look at it from the long term, let's say you set up one vertical farm like that, that's gonna become carbon negative in like 10 years, right? Because until then, the plants are absorbing carbon and producing oxygen as a result of it, of photosynthesis. So the more plants you can stack, the better. I imagine that at one point we'll probably start calculating how many vertical farms we need per high density city to resupply the city with air. And that probably people will start sucking in air from the cities that's filled with carbon dioxide and sending them through these massive vertical farms, so that the air gets cleaned and that the air gets put out is a lot fresher.
It's brilliant if that stacks up, if like the numbers pan out, which I suspect they probably could, given the right calibration. That's a great synergy of purpose, because you've got a facility that produces food, and now you're using that facility as like a carbon filter for the city.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That would be amazing. I know there are plans in place of a lot of investors, like Silicon Valley startup founders, who literally want to send a lot of money towards vertical farming projects. And a lot of architects are interested in doing like, oh, you Brendan have a $10 billion company. We will design your new building and we will make it vertical farm friendly, so that not only that your employees have fresh food every day, but that also you have a lot more benefits, and you can sell the extra products from the amount of vegetables that you basically get. So I know that a lot of people are interested in this space, and there are a lot of startups based around it. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full version, go to the Uncle Gold Podcast YouTube channel or watch the next clip.